How many games do you have?
10, 12, 13-ish.
Ish.
Yeah. Does chess count? Does chess count?
No.
What do you mean no? It's one of the best games ever.
By the way, have you ever checked Board Game Geek? Have you noticed that like they have a listing of the number 1 to 9,000th game, like, and all done by like IMDb. It's just votes, user votes.
Yeah.
And number 1 is Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
I have, I'd say, 30. I mean, I'd say about 20 games from the top 100. I'd say I'm pretty good. After the last few months, I've gotten a lot more. Mm-hmm. Do you know what the bottom, like, 9,984 game is?
What? Chess?
No, it wouldn't be. That'd be sacrilege if it was chess. It's not chess.
Monopoly.
Close. Monopoly is only 4 or 5 from the bottom.
Sorry.
No, that's also close. So the games we grew up as a child are in the bottom 10 of all the games on that. Also low. Every game you've mentioned is in the bottom 10, but not number 1. I think Monopoly is like 5 from the bottom. I think Sorry and the Game of Life is in there.
Okay.
I can bring it up, but I don't need to because I remember what the number 1 worst game according to Board Game Geek is.
Okay.
You're giving up? Nicole, you want
Trivia Pursuit.
That would be pretty low in my opinion, but I am not 100% sure that would fall in. I'm sure it's low, but at the end of the day, there's some skill, although personal. There's no strategy involved.
Yeah.
Tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe is the worst game ever.
I get that. I mean,
Monopoly is 5 better games.
What about sophisticated games?
I know. The irony of you trying to pronounce the word sophisticated is not lost on me.
Sophisticated gaming.
Yeah.
As our name.
What? That was the idea?
Sophisticated gaming.
I'm okay with that. Welcome to
Sophisticated.
You're going to have to spell that out to me. Because I am not smart enough to understand your weird Danish. Because knowing my luck... Yeah, exactly. You're going to spell it in some kind of... And you're going to have 2 dots. Like the O with the line through it. Yeah. The U, the 2 dots. Yeah. And 14 consonants.
Mm-hmm. And butter. Lots of butter. And mayonnaise.
It's literally embedded in the name is a recipe for pierogies or something. I don't what that is.
So sophisticated gaming.
Okay. So we've unboxed this.
Okay.
I've
seen it. I've looked through it. Yeah. It looks awesome.
we punched it for 45 minutes.
Jeez, that big, eh? That much.
Well, we had to organize it.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. Every game we ever open, every professionally made game, right? Mm-hmm. It's packed in a certain way that it always gives you the ration to hold it. Sometimes they tell you exactly how to repack it. Some games, like Grimm, literally have the whole trays all laid out for you. Mm-hmm. And some games, like Terraforming Mars, just give you a vapid open space and assume that you will find some way to make it all fit. Because we gave you an extra cubic foot, I'm sure you'll make it work. Which also means that there's going to be a company that's like, here's a $30 insert. Mm-hmm. I'm like, great. Why didn't the company make it when they made the box?
Yeah.
But they make this insert. And then they thankfully give you all of these baggies. Always one less than you actually need.
Of course. I mean, that's... Yeah.
But they give you baggies, the tiny ones, the ones you pass drugs with, and then slightly larger ones. And they never tell you which bags are which, but you'll see 4 different sizes, and you have to it's the first part of unboxing is punching, separating, trying to be psychic, understanding if there's any of these that should go together, and then realizing that some of them do, some of them don't, without reading the manual. Then laying out the different sizes of bags.
And realizing
and then finding out what goes where. It's like, oh, we're putting all these. That's a nice zipper bag. And then like, oh, these cards, they don't fit in this bag. Oh, they're supposed to go in that bag. All right. And they never tell you. Mm-hmm. But there's always going to be like 6 or 7 zipper bags. Like Indian Summer had 4 bags, none of which could fit the tiles.
Okay.
Because you're not supposed to. They just fall loose in the box.
Okay.
But all the little circular tokens, they're separated into 4 colors or 4 varieties, and you put those in the bags.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that. Gloomhaven no bags. No bags, no...
Almost like put a warning on there. Zip bag or zip.
Yeah, please buy zipper bags.
Yeah.
It actually should be like, open at your own risk. You'll be at this a while. Because we opened it, we punched it for about 45 minutes to an hour, separated them, looked at it, realized we needed about 25 to 30 different zipper bags.
Yeah.
Right? Only had a handful to spare from other games. But I also love the fact that there's a tray in the bottom which holds some of the cards.
But not all of them.
Not all of them. Some of the cards. They have little dividers in the plastic holes, none of which fit, and they don't really explain how they're supposed to go in. So you're looking at this, okay, these cards go here, and then I assume we put the 45 tiled maps on one side, and we just cram the bags. They make an insert, not they, but there's a company that makes an insert that allows you to organize everything in this box. Do you know how much it is? It's the same price as the game.
Oh, come on.
There's actually a couple varieties. I'm being excessive. There is one that's on Board Game Bliss for $130, and I bought this for $130. So it is the same price. However, there is another one apparently that's $80.
Still.
Yeah. It's nuts.
That's crazy. I mean,
there's a whole, what's it called, cottage industry of people who just do better versions of things in games.
well, I mean, I get the idea of organization in games. I get that. But
It's the whole...
$80.
It's the cottage industry in general. If someone comes out with a game, someone will make stuff for that game better than the game does and then sell it to you for a profit.
Yeah. I know.
Meeple Market, that's
Yeah.
all they do is they just sell better versions of stuff in games. Oh, you like the cool money from Scythe? Here. We're going to sell you metal versions of those dice.
Yeah.
Do you want... the same thing goes with the cards, the flat cards in Terraforming Mars. You put the tokens in there, but then suddenly you fly off and you don't know where your setting is.
Yeah.
Now they create little plastic inserts that go on top,
And it holds
and then
pieces.
it locks your pieces in check.
Yeah.
And you think, that'd be awesome if the game design do that. Like, when you look at Scythe, they have that double thick board and everything fits perfectly well. But some games just don't have that kind of production.
Yeah, but I mean, the production value is a big, big thing. If they did that, Gloomhaven would be a lot more.
It's already a lot more. That's the thing that always gets me about pricing in games. Somebody was talking about on Board Game Geek. No, it was on the Dice Tower group about the costs of games. Now, when we started buying games, we bought Pandemic for $40, Chef of Nottingham for about $40, and we balked when we got Scythe. We were waiting to see Scythe that was cheaper than the $106 price tag we were seeing it for, Canadian. We eventually found it for $84 at a lovely little place that did sell them. They took pride that they were selling cheaper than everyone else. I love the fact that we diverted and drove 20 minutes and used 20 minutes of gas to get there. The irony is not lost on me. But we didn't bought it for $84. Now we've had these massive kind of bulk warehouses that are opening up. Board Game Bliss and Great Board Games. There's equivalents. I've heard the names of the ones in America, but we have Board Game Bliss and Great Board Games. And they're selling like this for $130 and this one for $50 and it'd be $90 at a regular local, friendly local FLGS.
Right. Yeah.
And the problem I'm having now, of course, is first of all, as someone who's worked in economics and retail, I look at these small FLGSs and I'm like, I'd like to support you, but I'm not going to support you to the middle of upcharging me 40% off of.
Yeah, but I mean that lends into the idea of the gaming industry with expansions as well. Like it's excessive.
Yeah,
there's excessive price points on all of those things.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a second though, because you brought up a good point. But I wanted to hammer this until we get exhausted and tired and stressed out and don't want to talk about this anymore. So we have these FLGS that are selling overpriced games. So everyone's buying their games cheap off of these other sites, the ones that know about them.
Yeah.
Like I've only bought maybe one or two games from the local guys, and some of them are my friends, but I can't support them because I can get like when they did their Black Friday and their Boxing Day sale online, and we can get like 20 games for like $200. It's so hard to say no to that.
It's the whole online versus bricks and mortar at this point. It's getting to the point where it's hard to support the bricks and mortar because they still have to make a profit, and there's many more middlemen to get their product into their warehouse than the online stores.
It isn't. It isn't. A lot of these guys do actually sell storefronts. Like Board Game Bliss and Great Board Games, I do believe actually have storefronts. Not much of one, but they do. They work with volume. But like, I'm still thinking the fact that we're talking about the initial sale. When you look at a restaurant, and a restaurant is in hard times, so they jack up their prices so they can make more money, and then they lose money because no one goes there. And in an economic crisis, if you ever listen to Gordon Ramsay, he says, no, you don't. You do that. You lower prices. So you're looking at a whole wall of games, and no one buys off you. He said, well, no one's buying our games. What's going on? And it's like, well, you can buy them online for 30% off. Yeah, but, we have things to do. I go, yes, but if you're not selling them, they're just sitting there wasting time.
And they're
wasting space.
Acting as shrink at that point.
Yeah, at that point, it's taking up space. And eventually, you're going to have to sell them for a discount anyway just to clear it out.
Yeah.
So the question is, why are you wasting your time? Why don't you at least come close to competing with those online places? So, no, we're only $5 or $6 more, but it costs $8 or $12 to buy for shipping. So we're only 10% more. God knows if Gloomhaven, like this was $130, if Gloomhaven was $140, $145, I would have bought it from the FLGS. But it wasn't. It was $176.
It's a significant
It's a huge price difference.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, guys, do they get the same discount? At a lot of these places, they do. They get the exact same discount everyone else does. So they're getting Gloomhaven for $100. So they're selling it for $176 because we want $76 profit. I go, okay, what do you want to do? You want to leave that on your shelf for a year because no one's buying it because they're buying it online?
Yeah.
Or do you want to sell it for $140, blow out the list, and get some more in? And that's kind of the thing. And with computer games, yeah, it's in and out, in and out, in and out. And with board games now reaching the point where we're getting 8,000 or 9,000 new games, you can't afford that. You have to continuously bring in new stock, which means you have to continuously push out stock, which means you have to sell them.
There's got to be that revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I don't know if I would be able to make it work, but I would open a game store. I would try to be competitive to the online prices to an extent, and then find ways to make money some other ways. Like, and that's where those inserts come into play. But, because this game is just insane. So they have an insert, which is nuts. And
starting at what, $80 you said?
$80, I think, for the cheapest one. Just to organize it. There's a free app you can get. Thankfully, the app is free.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
but like that's it's them capitalizing on the fact that they know that these games aren't organized well.
Yeah,
for the most part. I mean, you get the
big ones. I think Scythe, Gloomhaven, and Terraforming Mars. I think every game in the top 10 has somebody making higher quality variations of the components or inserts or organizers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, look at Mansion of Madness. When we opened it up, it was cardboard sheets, and a cardboard container that held the miniatures. That was it. Yeah. I mean, we had to put everything into Ziploc bags to contain it. There was no organization.
But when you look at Grim Forest, which you saw,
yeah, I mean, it's brilliant.
That's it. But that is an example of a game that is overproduced. That's a $20 game.
Yeah.
That's a $30 game that they've upcharged to $60. That's the low end of $60 because of the production value. And I'm not against it, but there's a part of me that's just like they're reaching that point where they're trying to make games that kind of niche market. You remember when you get a Razer mouse? Mm-hmm. And like you would just
that would be the best. Well, not really, but
I have a Razer mouse, but the point is people are like, ooh, have you unboxed it? Yeah, it's like an experience to unbox it. Like, ooh, like you pull out the box and it opens up there and you do this little folding thing and the thing folds out. It's like when you open up an Apple product.
Yeah,
it's like an experience.
It is.
To unbox it. Games are like cool, take the punch out and so forth, but then there are games that are just like Grim Forest. We were opening up Grim Forest and we're like, wow.
Yeah.
Individual trays organized, and we're like this. But what was funny about Grim Forest, it took the fun out of it, though. I know it's strange. Everything was set aside, everything was punched, everything was assembled. The game was already like literally open it, boom, play.
Yeah.
There was no hour-long experience to do this. Like during Christmas time, when we cracked open the 30 games, we spent all of Christmas Day, 6 hours. Unboxing, unwrapping, punching, and organizing these games. Now, people think, wow, you wasted all Christmas? You're like, you understand, that was one of the best days of the year.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's the experience. You're opening things. You're playing with it. You're already, like, fooling around with the things. It's the tactile aspect of it, too, right?
Was that the joke? No, not you and me. We made the joke yesterday where I think half the fun of buying a game is the unboxing, the punching, and the organization. Like, quite literally, we'll grab a game, we'll go to role player, and we're like, let's do this. And we will take 20 minutes or half an hour punching it, organizing, bagging it. Okay, now,
done.
Who wants this game? We're done with it. Give us another game. And we're like, we'll sell it for like $40. Someone's like, well, did you punch it? Yes. Well, then I don't want it. Because you punched it. Yeah, that's half the fun.
Yeah.
And that's basically my point when it comes to. There's a part of me who's just like, well, if you allow me to assemble the insert, I'll do that. That's fun too.
It was like when I brought Mansion of Madness over. I mean, you guys did the
We
exact
spent
same,
an hour and a half building.
same idea.
There's a part of me that was just like, oh my god, he didn't unbox the game. Oh god, we're gonna set. And then I realized, never mind. Nicole's gonna love the next half hour as she builds all of these miniatures and builds all of this terrain. And there's, never mind, you've come to the right house, right? So there's that point. So I know that in our household, opening games is half the fun. Mm-hmm. But it's still going to Gloomhaven, where it's just like, man, you guys aren't even trying. You might as well just have an empty box
and just give it. Yeah,
it's like there's a box that just holds other boxes, and then everything else is just a mess. We just came back from Staples and we bought 2 bags of little zipper bags.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that we are over enthusiastically looking forward to unboxing every one of our games and reorganizing it with these new baggies. If you ever want to mark a true introvert, it's somebody that goes, oh my god, I get to re-zipper bag all of the stuff in this box. I cannot wait. But
yeah,
I mean, it's the difference between something where it's a chore. It was like, can we just play? I'm like, dude, we are having fun.
This is fun right now. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Did you ever? You want to like? There are some menial chores that people used to love, and there's one I had in my youth, which wasn't. Do you know what broad beans or fava beans are? Mm-hmm. Not fava beans, broad beans. Mm-hmm. The ones that look like toes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. They look like toes.
Yep.
Right? And
I hated them, but yeah,
they're disgusting. I think it's one of those things. It's a European treat when all you had was that or gruel. It was a treat. You would what food is disgusting when there's 2 varieties: deep fried or stew. And that's it.
And that's the only way to prepare.
It's exactly. Because no one was eating these things raw. Because
they're vile.
Because they smelled like.
And you had to cook the snot out of them to make them taste any good.
You couldn't make anything out of them. You couldn't make a chili. You couldn't make a sauce.
Yeah.
And yet, Portuguese delicacy. Anyway.
Go figure.
But you can buy them de-skinned, not unshelled. De-skinned. Do you have an idea how disgusting a broad bean is? Yeah. It has a skin you must
that
peel.
You can almost squeeze it out of. Yeah.
Not even that. Problem is you have to take a knife and peel the toe, like the dark strip off the side.
Yeah.
And then you could squeeze it, but not unless it was dry, in which case you had to peel it manually. But to do that, you had to soak it in water for like 3 days. And they stunk.
Yeah.
So one thing my family did as a child, my dad would just come down with just a bucket of wet broad beans in small water. He'd give me a paring knife, and we would just go at it. It was not fun. Because I'll tell you, when you're going in there and you have to go in there with your nail and pick at it and peel the broad bean off and then pop, that's one. And after an hour, your hands were in pain.
Yeah, because
they were disheveled because of the cold water.
Yeah.
You had your nails.
Unaware.
Your nails you were bleeding underneath your nails because you're cutting into the skin. Mm-hmm. That's horrible. But I love punching through Gloomhaven.
Most laborious analogy ever, but it's true.
It's true. God knows if a company comes in like, we've done all the punching, we've organized it for you. I'm like, what the hell?
Dude, come on.
I'm going to call them up. Send me punch boards. You know what? Just make them blank with white. It's the new bubble wrap.
That's the new bubble wrap.
Just send me a blank sheet of little white things, number them, so they have the illusion that they make a function, and I'll sit there going...
But they have to be different shapes and sizes. So
exactly. Different shapes, different sizes, different colors.
Yeah. That way you can baggy them as well.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be brilliant.
Oh my god, you made a game out of it?
And it's reusable somehow.
No, legacy. So we do
Really, right?
unboxing the game. You get points depending on how well you box and bag something. Here it is. So you heard it here first, folks.
Unboxing.
We're making a game. Unboxing and punch out the game. Right.
And it'll have all sorts of DLC and expansions.
A whole bunch of DLCs, because obviously you have to have a reset switch to reset the legacy versions of the game.
Yeah.
And you make little bags, but you have to punch it out.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like, how do you reset it? Well, you got some glue. Actually, what you do, I can't remember what game it was. There's a game where it feels like you're folding things, but it's a weird lattice where you're folding things. You can fold it forever.
Okay.
I don't know how it works. It's like a keyflower or something. Mm-hmm. Where it can constantly fold in and out, constantly, and never stop.
Interesting.
I don't know how it works. I assume it's voodoo. But do that with a punch card board game where you're simply punching it out and then we'll just pop it back in and then it's just like, is there a rule? I don't know, but we're having fun, aren't we?
We're having fun.
Somebody out there is going to design it, and we're like, hey, what about our cut? You gave it to us, buddy. Oh yeah, you can have it because it's not the same.
There's going to be 4 people buying it.
Honestly, we could do it as a farce, and people would still pay into it.
Probably.
Unboxing.
That's the next Kickstarter.
Well, the thing is, there are
screw the miniatures. Unboxing.
Yeah, there are Steam games. There are Steam games that have made fun of the whole market. Like one of them is quite literally called, I think it's called Loot Boxes the Game.
Yeah.
And they're actually satirizing the loot box controversy. And we could do like unboxing and packaging the board game, and the whole thing is like, what's the game? That was it.
That's the playthrough there.
You put it back in, and you try to do it better than before. Create some dice. I get to have this token, and I get to build up and make more unboxings. Or have rules where it's just like, I get to unbox this game, and then you get points for
scenarios almost.
Exactly. Scenarios and dice rolling, and then like having app integration into it for some stupid reason.
That's how you judge it. You take the picture with your app, and it judges how well you did it.
Yeah, or you got posted for friends to see how good you are. Oh my God, I kid you not. There are running threads on the Dice Tower Facebook group of people just taking photos of their punch stencils, like after they punched it, to get people to guess what the game was. This is a thing.
Did you post yours?
Yes, I did. and everybody, and like one guy got it instantly. The first post was, "Oh yeah, no, I had that with Gloomhaven too."
Well on you, good on you.
Yeah, good on you. We're like, well, dude, it's simply numbers. How many games have that much stuff?